Welcome, Virgo. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your April 2022 general monthly reading, inspired by today's new moon in Aries on the 1st of April, traditionally known as April Fool's Day. And the Fool is indeed a fitting card for this particular day at this particular time. The spring equinox occurred several days ago in the end of March, and throughout this very powerful new spring equinox as part of the astrological new year, the month will be ending with a solar eclipse in Taurus. So this is beginning very auspiciously and ending very auspiciously and intensely. If you enjoy these readings, if you find them useful, please like and subscribe to my channel. And I appreciate all of you who support me in all the ways that you do. I'm going to get started with the overall energy, Virgo, of the Six of Pentacles. This card indicates that you are making room in your life for receiving. Your natural attention to detail, to all of the minutiae of your responsibilities, and the very refined detail of the big picture is giving way to creating opportunities for others to give you the same level of attention and service that you provide for others. Service is deeply rendered into your character, into your destiny, as part of your ability to balance out the big picture with the finite details, to attend to the tasks that render something pure and clear. And this is something that you are making way in your life to receive in response to the same quality of attention with which you serve others. So this is a beautiful and auspicious beginning to the month of April. Your past is the Ace of Pentacles, and forgive me, some of these cards are reversed. The Sun card, and the Scribe of Wands, the same as the Page of Wands in other decks. So I'm seeing the beginning of April for you, Virgo, as part of your focus on producing the craft, the level of detail, the performance of service that brings happiness to those to whom you are serving, those with whom you work, those with whom you are understanding the opportunity for growth on both parts. You are beginning and enjoying the beginning of instituting some practical skill, resource, or opportunity for others. And this is you being very allowing the performance of these duties, this work, this curriculum that you're implementing to illuminate you, lighten your load, and help you to find play, creative play, as part of the work that you do. Again, with your students, with your peers, with those that you're working with, you are focused and confident in your ability to be the student, even if in many ways you are the teacher. So this is really understanding that the purpose of the service that you provide is for you to find healing and growth as well. this is one of the beautiful things about the responsibility that you take on as a teacher, as a leader, as a person providing a service, a benefit to others, is you're now learning that much of the joy that you gain from these experiences are the joy and opportunity for you to grow and learn from those that you teach. In the middle of April, you have the Seven of Swords, the Magician, and the Hanged One. What's very valuable and important right now is this initiation, this desire for you to pour out this creative development that you are about in terms of the service that you provide, the task, the gift, or the responsibility that you customarily have performed in the past. You have gained in your attempt to deliver information and communicate with others in a way that recognizes your own imperfections, that allows your students to express the very doubts that you may have in your own experience of gathering and communicating this information or delivering this healing, this service to your clients or customers. So you are able to facilitate and explore the ideas that others express as they are learning and gaining in comfort with new information that you are communicating. Mercury is your rising planet, your ruling planet. I'm sorry for Virgo. So communicating your will and your ideas are critical. Allowing others to learn through their ability to respond to the information that you're giving them is also critical to their learning, but also your learning about the ways that you're teaching and the various ways in which you are learning and have learned how to communicate information differently so that different learners can understand it. Much of your ability to communicate clear and relevant truths to your students, your clients, your patients is your conscious cultivation of a fresh perspective. What you gain from the process of teaching, sharing, giving your gifts, healing, providing services of any sort is that you have consciously been able to integrate the learning styles and the learning information that you've gathered in the performance of these duties to broaden your perspective, to help you understand that it is your ability to see from a fresh perspective, your ability to be shaped by the information and the experience of your students that helps you to recognize the limitations of your perspective, the limitations of your subjectivity. So this is a time of tremendous learning and empowerment for you as you continue to share your gifts lovingly and with great joy and creativity to others. And towards the end of April, we have the Two of Wands, the Tower, and the Ten of Wands. Yeah, you are through this tremendously powerful period of sharing, radiating, glowing, enjoying, and finding pleasure in the work that you do, in the information that you share, and facilitating a community around that. You are increasingly aware of your desire to stretch in a new direction, to move away from what is familiar to you and for you to reach and extend yourself into new unfamiliar territory. This is part of your process of teaching, which requires you to learn as you gain more and more knowledge. So, never being satisfied with the curriculum or the level of service that you are able to provide others, but always looking for ways to integrate the information from the process of your service to others so that you yourself are expanding and growing and moving in new directions. Ultimately, you are faced with a tremendous opportunity to gain radical new information that completely can potentially shatter the worldview of many with whom you work, to whom you provide service. And this card indicates your agency in providing this shift, this radical shift of information, this new perspective that you are able to lead in a course correction in some area in which the institution for which you work, the community within which you work, are being impacted and led towards a more aligned body of information, service, and gifts that you are applying. Your craft is being radically shifted and altered, not necessarily the basis or foundation of that craft or that institution, that community, but the implications to improve upon and to radically shift the focus and the outcomes of the information that you're sharing. The caution that is always contained within this tremendous work that you do on behalf of others, the tremendous amount of responsibility that you inherently take on as part of your work, your responsibility, your task, is exhausting based on the tremendous investment of yourself in every aspect of your being in the work and in the outcomes that you feel responsible for. This shift of information that is occurring to you, this process that is being continuously honed so that you yourself are always the student of new information, which is part of the energy of the Tower, just one of several major arcana cards here. That ability to stay the student in your life, to stay the student in your craft, and your ability to provide the service is what is helping you to learn to release this overwhelming task and expectation of fulfilling the needs of all involved. So as you continue to stay studious, perfecting your craft, you are also learning that what you give at any moment is the best that you can give, is all that you are responsible for, and that you are not responsible for the ways in which others use the information that you give. You are, however, responsible for releasing that responsibility once your task is accomplished. And this will help you to release this tremendous sense of body exhaustion, of fatigue, and almost overwhelming responsibilities and leadership that you have taken, you've internalized to some extent. Part of the lesson that you are being given the opportunity to recognize early in the month of April is that you are finding the joy and pleasure in learning as you are teaching. Your ability to internalize the process of learning and teaching is what gives you the lightness, the creativity, the joy, and the pleasure in the work that you do, and also models that for those that you work with. So, this powerful lesson is one that you are recognizing the benefits for by the end of the month, as you let go of this sense of all encompassing responsibility for all of the ideas and information that you share, but the ability to release that information that you've shared at any moment in the process, any stage of your life, and any phase of your endeavor. I'm going to clarify the central card, which is the Magician. Beautiful Magician with the Hierophant and the Knight of Cups. The Hierophant is indicating, again, a confirmation that you are learning the very lessons that you're teaching. Part of how you're learning these lessons is your ability to open up to the information that your students or your clients, patients, your teammates give you back in the process of integrating this information into their consciousness, thus informing you and teaching you. So as you teach, you are specifically learning, and you're very aware of the emotional impact of your style of teaching when it is effective. And the Knight of Cups indicates that this relieves you the sense of enjoyment and creativity, enlightenment. Being lightened is informing your willingness to explore your own emotional landscapes, the feelings that are generated by these experiences. This is an area in which you are less glib about, but this is really the innocence with which you are not only able to employ your imagination and creativity in the work that you do, but also to connect with that more naturally innocent, organic aspect of your own development, your own talents, your own naturally occurring interests, gifts, and connections. I'm going to finish up this reading, Virgo, not Capricorn. I'm the Capricorn, with the Botanical Inspiration card. And I ask, if you're enjoying this reading, if you found it useful, to please like and subscribe to my channel. And I pulled the card for Sweet William, the Dianthus. The key words are gallantry, and it says in quotes, "Grant me a single smile." Abraham Cowley says, "Sweet William small has form and aspect bright, like that sweet flower that yields great goddess delight." So I'm sensing the perfection in this message for you, Virgo. I thank you for the time and attention you've spent with me, and until next time, Namaste.